Brownie and the Briefcase of Joy. In a house on Sunflower Street lived a golden retriever named Brownie. Brownie had a very important job to love everyone he met. He was very good at his job, but the absolute best part of his day was at 11:37 a.m. That was when the rumble sputter purr sound would echo down the street. Brownie's ears would perk up. His tail would begin its mighty thump, thump, thump against the floor. He'd dash to the front window, his wet nose making a perfect circle on the glass. This was the moment. The white and blue truck would stop, the door would slam, and then he would appear. Brownie's mystery man. He wore a crisp uniform and carried a box. He had a kind face and always smelled like fresh air and a little bit of chicken sandwich. To Brownie, he was a hero who arrived daily. The man would walk up the path, a jingle of keys in his hand. Ding dong! Brownie would erupt into a frenzy of happy barks. His human would take the box. There would be a brief, wonderful moment where the mystery man would scratch behind Brownie's ears. "Hey there, buddy, you have a good one," he'd say. And then he'd leave. He'd walk back to his truck, give a little wave, and drive away. Every single time, Brownie's wagging tail would slow to a sad, confused wiggle. Why did he have to go so soon? They hadn't even played. Brownie could not stop thinking about him. When he ate his kibble, he imagined sharing it. When he was in the shower, which he hated, he dreamed of the man saving him from the dreaded water. And when his owner left for work, the house felt extra empty, waiting for that 11:37 a.m. visit. One afternoon, feeling particularly lonely, Brownie gathered his council of friends in the living room. Squeaky Squirrel, Floppy the Bunny, and a rather wise-looking stuffed owl named Professor Hoot. Whine. Grumble. Woof! Brownie explained the problem. Professor Hoot nodded sagely. Squeaky Squirrel, as usual, offered a simple solution. Squeak, squeak, which meant bite his shoes. He can't leave without them. But Brownie had a better idea, a brilliant idea. His tail thumped with excitement. The man always left because his job was to deliver the box. So Brownie just had to make his job take longer. The next day, Brownie was ready. The rumble sputter. Purr arrived right on time. Brownie took his position by the door, but this time he wasn't alone. During the night, he had carefully arranged his allies. As the door opened, Brownie didn't just bark hello. He gave a mighty, playful woof and nudged Squeaky Squirrel with his nose. The toy flew through the air and landed perfectly at the mystery man's feet. The man laughed. "Well, hello, want me to throw that?" He picked up Squeaky Squirrel and gave it a gentle toss down the hallway. Brownie scrambled after it, his claws slipping on the floor, and brought it back, dropping it slobberily at the man's feet. The man threw it again. Joy! Pure joy! But then he handed over the box and turned to leave. The mission was failing. "Think, Brownie, think!" He spotted Floppy the Bunny. In a flash, he grabbed Floppy and did the play bow. His bottom in the air, his front paws down, his tail wagging so hard his whole body wiggled. The mystery man chuckled. "You're extra playful today, aren't you?" He bent down and gave Floppy a little tug of war. Brownie's heart soared. They were playing, really playing. But after a minute, the man gave a final, friendly pat. "All right, buddy, I really gotta go. Other dogs to see, you know?" He turned for the door. Brownie's hopes sank. It wasn't enough. Then he had one last, desperate idea. As the man stepped onto the porch, Brownie gently picked up the man's own delivery clipboard in his soft mouth. He didn't chew it. He just held it, looking at the man with his biggest, saddest, most loving brown eyes. The mystery man stopped. He looked at Brownie holding his clipboard. He looked at the hopeful tail, still wagging despite everything. He saw the circle on the window from where Brownie watched for him every day. He smiled a soft, understanding smile. "You don't want me to leave, do you, pal?" He came back inside, leaving the door open. He sat down right there on the floor next to Brownie. He took his clipboard back, and then he started scratching Brownie's belly with both hands. The ultimate sign of friendship. "You know," he said as Brownie licked his hand, "my schedule is pretty tight, but I think I can spare 5 minutes just for you every day. How does that sound?" Rich? They sat there for a few perfect minutes. No boxes, no doorbells, just pets and happy sighs. When the man finally stood up to leave, it felt different. He didn't just leave, he made a promise. "See you tomorrow, Brownie. I'll bring my best throwing arm." And as his truck drove away, Brownie didn't feel sad. He trotted back to Professor Hoot, his tail held high. The mission was a success. He hadn't just gotten a delivery, he had made a friend. And the next day, at 11:37 a.m., the rumble sputter. Purr sounded a little more joyful, and the man stayed for a whole 7 minutes. It was the best delivery of all. That was the end of the story today. Thank you for listening. If you like the story, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.